examination. You know very well, this series contains 20 MCQs which are most accurate and most expected questions, and as well as these are prepared based on the previous examination questions. Clear? So let us solve this today's series, that is part 4, the model paper part 4 for pharmacognosy. Okay, so let us start the first question, but you know very well. So meanwhile going through the questions, try to post your answers in the comment box with the question number. Okay, so and also don't forget to subscribe this channel and share to your friends, and as well as comment down how many right answer you have got out of 20. Okay, so first question of the series. Yes, first question of this series. The diosine is an example of the diosine. The diosine is an example of. Comment down your answer. Option A, triterpenoid, B, alkaloidal resin, C, steroidal saponin, and D, mucilage. Okay, so diosine belongs to which type of classification? Whether it is a triterpenoid or alkaloidal resin or steroidal saponin or mucin or mucilage. Diosine. The diosine is obtained from the dry tubers or rhizomes of Dioscorea deltoida, Dioscoreaceae. This is a most important antiviral drug, as well as it is one of the important precursor for the corticosteroids. So based on that, you need to tell me what is the right answer for this one. Okay, let me check the right answer. Steroid saponin. That's why I have said this diosine obtained from the Dioscorea deltoida, and which is an steroidal saponin or steroid saponin, and also it is mainly important and useful for the synthesis of corticosteroids. So based on the use also you can easily remember this is an steroidal saponin. It is a steroid saponin. That's the reason only it is used as a precursor for the corticosteroids, dear aspirants. Okay, so Dioscorea deltoida, it is comes under the steroid saponin classification. Yes, because of the steroid nucleus, it is used as a precursor for the most of the steroidal hormones or corticosteroids. Okay, so that was the right answer, dear aspirants. Diosine, yes, you can see it is obtained from the Dioscorea deltoida and is mostly obtained from the dry tubers. It is known as wild yam or yam. Do remember the synonym also, it is very important. Yam or wild yam is a synonym for this plant. Okay, so the yam or wild yam, it is obtained from the either rhizomes or tubers of Dioscorea deltoida, mostly contains 75% starch, but it is mainly a steroidal saponin. That is especially diosine is a steroidal saponin, and it is also contain other important chemical constants like glycosides, smellagenin, epismellagenin, and beta isomer amoxicillin. But another thing coming from this Dioscorea, do remember this one is also very important. What type of enzyme found in the what we can say Dioscorea, that is saposinase enzyme, is a very important enzyme with respect to the Dioscorea, and tubers also rich in glycosides as well as phenol compounds. But by the hydrolysis of two compounds, that is saponin diosine, okay, that saponin diosine, upon the hydrolysis of this one, we do get the diosinin, which is a active constituent or a therapeutically active compound of the Dioscorea. Okay, so in generally the raw form of the crude Dioscorea chemicals of constants are diosine. So it is available as a steroidal compound. But finally, the compound, okay, upon hydrolysis, we do get the active or chief constituent, that is diosinin. So that diosinin is a chief constituent of the Dioscorea. Clear? Let us see the next question. So comment down your answers, don't forget. Next, the pungency of the ginger is due to the presence of which of the following homologous phenols? Okay, dear aspirants, whenever you see such type of questions, try to remember, try to identify what compound they are asking, and then immediately, is there any relative chemical constants are there options. Okay, let us see. Here they are asking about the pungency of the ginger. So the question is about the ginger, right? So they are asking about the ginger. The pungency of ginger is due to the presence of which of the following homologous phenols? Phenols. Almost all are maybe phenol compounds. But thing is the active constant. Okay, so we can directly eliminate 2 to 3 options here. But I'll tell you, we can eliminate direct one option, that is citral. So comment down your answers in the comment box. From the rest of the 3, what is the right answer? Because I said the compound is ginger, accordingly select your answer. Post your answer in the comment box. Okay. So let us see. Undoubtedly gingerol. That's what I said. Ginger. So it is ginger. Ginger, and it's a phenol group. It's asking about phenol group. Gingerol. Yes, gingerol is a active constituent. Gingerol is the active constituent of the ginger. Gingiberin, gingiberol. These are all the active constituent of the ginger. It is comes under the oleoresin as well as volatile containing drug. Yes, they can see the ginger. The ginger is obtained from the rhizomes or subterranean organs of Gingiber officinalis, gingiberaceae, and it is consists mainly volatile oils. It contains the volatile oils as well as it contains a monoterpene hydrocarbons as well as sesquiterpene hydrocarbon. But the thing is, the pungency as well as the therapeutic activity or pharmacological activities exerted by the phenolic oleoresin. That's what I said. It contains a volatile oil as well as a oleoresin. Okay, that is nothing but gingerol and shagols. Clear? So that's the right answer. The gingerol, what we can say, the pungency as well as the pharmacological activity is due to the presence of gingerol, which is a phenolic oleoresin. Clear? That's it, dear aspirants. I hope you understand. Next question. Come on. Oh, aloe is a dried. Yes, Aloe barbadensis, aloe vera. The Indian type of the Indian aloe vera. The Indian type of aloe is aloe vera, which is an Indian species. Yes, the aloe is a dried or aloe is obtained from either it is a gum form or a root or a juice or a stem. I know you'll definitely select the right answer because this is a very common drug usually we have in our homes. Okay. Yes. So what is the right answer here? Aloe barbadensis, aloe vera is dried, either gum or root or juice or stem. Yes, undoubtedly it is a juice, aloe vera juice. Okay, you can see. So it is an aloe is a dried juice obtained from the various species of aloe, mainly Aloe barbadensis, that is aloe, curaco aloe, and aloe ferox, that is cape aloe, and saccharine aloe, Zanzibar aloe, and aloe vera, that is Indian species of aloe vera. Okay, so this is a aloe vera. In generally, there are having these particular aloe vera having so many uses. It acts as a laxative, it acts as an anti-cholesterol drug, anti-diabetic, and also skin preparations and cosmetics. Also, we are using this one. So try to remember the uses as well as the source of the particular drug. So yes, because in the cognosy they mainly focus on the drug source, chemical constituents, and as well as the uh, chemical test also. Clear? So next question of this series: aloe used in the treatment of, just now I have explained what are the different uses of aloe. You can easily observe such type of questions. You can easily answer because it's a very common practice. Okay, it's a very common practice. We can easily observe the right answer because aloe used in the treatment of either skin diseases, fever, asthma, and rheumatoid. Just now I explained. What is the right answer? Aloe, you can see on all the cosmetics. I hope the right answer is option A, that is skin diseases. Yes, we know very well. This is a very common drug. It is a very common ingredient for almost all the cosmetics. Okay, but apart from that, it's having purgative action. It is counteract the gripping action given by the carminatives. Yes, and also mainly this will act as a moisturizer. That's the reason most of the face washes or maybe toners, okay, or maybe any other cosmetics which are related for the skin especially, so they definitely include this aloe as a one of the chief ingredient because they remove the dead cells from the skin as well as they maintain the moisture. Clear? So the use of the particular aloe is, it is used in the skin preparation as well as purgative. Next question of this series. The biological source of Arjuna bark. The biological source of Arjuna bark. Try to write down, try to remember the right answer. Option A or B, C or D. It is obtained from the dried bark of plant Terminalia Arjuna. It is obtained from the dried bark of plant Terminalia berylica. It is obtained from the leaf plant of Terminalia berylica, and it is obtained from the dried leaf of Terminalia Arjuna. Do remember, my dear friends, they are asking about directly, they are asking about bark. Arjuna is a bark. So that you need to select only two options. That is, either the answer should be this or this. So tell me the right answer, because they included bark here, but they included here leaf. Arjuna is a bark, not a leaf. So that we need to eliminate these two options. Okay. So option A or B. Comment down your answers immediately. Yes, undoubtedly it is obtained from the dried bark plant Terminalia Arjuna, because Arjuna is the name of Arjuna bark, but whereas it is a bark, but whereas the second option is dried bark of, it is also bark, but it is coming from the other source, that is Terminalia berylica. Okay, so that the option is A, that is right answer. The synonym of this plant is synonym of this Arjuna is Arjuna bark and Arjun. And the source is, it is obtained from the dried stem of the plant known as Terminalia Arjuna rob. Belong to the family Combretaceae. This is a Arjuna bark. Okay. Yes. Next one. Which of the following statement is true about probiotics? So, what is the function of probiotics? What is the use of the probiotics? Let me know in the comments. Okay. So, what is the use of probiotics? There are probiotics as well as prebiotics which are good for the gut health, right? So, example is curd and as well as some other foods which are good for the gut health as well as for the digestion. So, these are known as probiotics. As well as, let us see what is the right answer. Option A, probiotics promotes the efficient functioning of digestion, and B, they are beneficial bacteria which colonizes in the intestinal tract, and they stimulate, maintain the natural immunity of the body, and D, all of the above. Comment down your answers, dear aspirants. Comment down. What is the right answer? Let us see. Yes, all of the above, because these probiotics, the probiotics are living organisms that can have a beneficial effects on your body, especially on the gut health. Okay, and yes, it is intended to provide a fruitful result for the stomach. Yes, and when ingested, cause increase in the population of gut flora, which are good for the digestion, and they are found in many foods, including yogurt. Yes, and kefir, kimchi, because they boost your immunity against the infections. Because most of the food absorption, okay, is going to be done from the gut. So if your gut is good enough, so definitely your immunity also very good. Clear? Yes. So it includes the lactobacillus species, lactobacillus acidophilus and lactobacillus bifidobacteria. Do remember, these are the examples. They will ask you which of the following are the probiotics. Okay, example for the probiotics are all the lactobacillus species, that is lactobacillus acidophilus and bifidobacteria. Okay, probiotics. That's it. Next one. The xanthophylls are the type of. Either they are carotenoid or chlorophyll or they flavonoid or they alkaloid. What is the right answer? Xanthophylls. Okay. Don't get confused because they're having a similarity in their name. Fill, chlorophyll or xanthophylls. Okay. Sometimes the examiner will give you the exact similar options as that of a question, but don't get confused. Okay. So let us see. It is the carotenoid. Yes, xanthophylls are the carotenoids. You can see the carotenoids are the pigmented nutrients that are responsible for the lending color. Yes, these are the things which are responsible for the color as well as color for the so-called tomato and what we can say lycopens. Okay, lycopene contain tomato and as well as chili and carrot, beetroot, and in such type of whatever the colored leafy vegetables are there, definitely they do contain carotenoids. Yes, carotenoids. C, do remember, C, carotenoids refers color. C refers to color. Carotenoids mostly they are meant for the color, yes, then only name as xanthophylls, which means oxygenated unsaturated carbons or carotenes. Okay, and yes, the dietary carotenoids are considered to be the beneficial for the prevention of various diseases. Yes, that's the reason they are having a good effects on our body. Okay, in generally in the plants they are meant for the color. They used to give the color in generally to lend or to to give the color of the particular vegetable. They are having the specific role in the plants. But what about the pharmacological action? Yes, you can see these dietary carotenoids are having a beneficial effects on various diseases including cancer, CVS and eye disease. Okay, so what is the function of these carotenoids? Their function of the carotenoids in the plants as well as in the vegetables is to give and to impact the color. But these carotenoids, especially dietary carotenoids, are meant for the prevention of so many diseases. Yes, they are meant for the prevention of diseases like CVS, cancer as well as eye disease. That's it. This is known as xanthophylls. Next question of this series. Curcumin, a compound for its anti-inflammatory properties, found in which of the following species? Yes, curcumin is obtained from which of the following? Very simple answer. Curcumin. Okay, so it's a very easy question. You can answer from without any explanation. Okay, so we know very well it is not obtained from the black pepper, it is not obtained from the cinnamon, it is not obtained from the ginger, because okay, you can see curcumin is obtained from the turmeric. Okay, because you can see right over here from the what we can say, yes, the anti-inflammatory property, drugs are the curcumin. You can see right over here olenic acid, and as well as gamma linoleic acid and curcumin. So these are the things which are having a good anti-inflammatory property. Apart from that, some other drugs like bone protective like soy protein, calcium and inulin, and antioxidant containing chemical compounds are ascorbic acid, beta carotene and lutein. Whereas the lipid profile or anti-lipid hyperlipidemic drugs are beta glucan, okay, alpha tocotrienol, trienol, gamma tocotrienol and pectin and capsaicin and genesin and ellagic acid are the anti-cancer drug. Clear? But the thing is, in generally, the curcumin is a chemical consist of turmeric. That's it. Okay. So because of that curcumin only, the turmeric is having anti-inflammatory properties. So let us see the next question. Pterocarpus is obtained from which of the following sources? The Pterocarpus is obtained. Pterocarpus marsupium, glandulosa, perry and acuminate. Comment your right answer, either it is A or B or C or D. We know very well option C is right because it is Pterocarpus marsupium. Yes, very important, very important. The synonym of this plant is very important. Malbarkino. Okay, and also Indian quinoa tree. Do remember, very important, dear aspirants, about the synonyms. If you observe, if you feel like it is somewhat difficult, if you feel like the synonyms are so special, either to pronounce or maybe any other reasons, try to remember. Okay, such type of synonyms should be remembered. Malabar quinoa and Indian quinoa. So yes, it is obtained from the Pterocarpus marsupium, belong to the family Leguminosae. Yes, but this is also, Pterocarpus is also unorganized drugs because it is a dried juice. It is also a dried juice as like the aloe. Okay, as like the aloe, it is also a dried juice. Belong to the family Leguminosae. Okay, let us see. The family of Gymnema. It's an anti-diabetic drug. So let me know what is the family of the Gymnema. Liliaceae, Loganaceae, Rubiaceae, or Asclepiadaceae. Comment your answer in the comment box. Yes, let us see the right answer. Yes, option D, Asclepiadaceae is the right answer. You can see Madhunashini. That's the reason. Madhu means sweet, whereas Nashini means a dot or else it is a cure. That's the reason, because of that particular pharmacological activity or the particular therapeutic activity, this Zymnia is known as Madhunashini, which means an anti-diabetic drug. Okay, and Gudmar. Madhunashini, which means an anti-diabetic drug. Madhu means sugar. Okay. Yes. So it is obtained from the Gymnema sylvestre family Asclepidaceae. Okay, and it is a climber. And it's a climber. It's a leaf. In the leaf, actually, the Gymnema or gymnemic acid are such type of chemical compounds are available, but it's belong to the family Asclepidaceae. Next question. Which herb is known for its soothing effects on the respiratory system, often uses antitussive? There are only 2 to 3 drugs are there. Only 2 to 3 drugs which are meant for the antitussive as well as what we can say respiratory stimulant drugs. So what will be the right answer here? There are 2 drugs are there. So undoubtedly, I gave you the hint. Yes, option D is correct because Vasaka as well as Tolu balsam are the antitussive drugs. You can see right over here. Vasaka and Tolu balsam are the antitussive drugs, and Rauwolfia is an antihypertensive. Reserpine, okay, Vasacin, balsamic acid, colchicum autumnale, colchicine. It is an anti-rheumatic drug, and Vinca is undoubtedly Vinca as well as Podophyllum exandrum. Okay, these are all anti-cancer drugs. Do remember the uses also, they are very important. But for this question, Vasaka is the right answer. Vasaka as well as Tolu balsam. Next question. Crucifers or anisocytic stomata are found in. So very important. But only for few plant species, you need to remember the type of stomata that they were containing. Okay. So let me check the right answer here. So what is the right answer? Either in the distalis or beriberi leaves, or senna or coca leaf, or mint leaf, or belladonna and datura leaf. Anisocytic stomata. Where do you have observed? Where do you found that one? Yes. Option D, belladonna and datura leaves. Belladonna and datura leaves. Okay. So before that, you need to know what are the different types of stomata. Stomata is a functional and structural, respiratory functional and structural unit of a leaf as well as a plant. Okay, yes, by this stomata only, as like we do have the lungs as well as nose, the plants do facilitate their respiration through this a structural and functional unit of a leaf as well as plant to facilitate the active transportation as well as the respiration of gases to carry out their photosynthesis. Okay, so in generally based on the arrangement of the stomatal cells as well as the guard cells. Okay, stomatal cells as well as subsidiary cells. Okay, so this is a stomatal cell and this is a subsidiary cell. Okay, so based on this arrangement of subsidiary cells, based on the arrangement of this subsidiary cells, it is a stomata and which is occupied by the subsidiary cells or epidermal cells. Okay, so based on the arrangement of these subsidiary cells or epidermal cells, this stomata is classified into 5 types. Okay, parasitic, it is also known as rubiceous and paracell stomata, diacetic or cross-cell diagonal stomata, or anisocytic or cruciferous stomata, that is unequal cell stomata. Yes, example is that we are looking for belladonna, datura and samonium. These are the examples for anisocytic. So this is the right answer. Apart from these three, another are there anamocytic and actinocytic are there. Anamocytic and actinocytic are there. Okay, so anamocytic as well as actinocytic. Yes, that's what I said. Based on the these are the stomatal cells, these are the epidermal cells. So based on the arrangement of this, you can observe the position of epidermal cells, that the epidermal position only, that subsidiary cells only changing in the entire all the types, but no change in the stomatal cells because that's a fixed functional unit. Okay, so this the cells are parallel, that's the reason it is a parasitic. The cells are diagonal, that's the reason diacetic. The cells are unequal, that's the reason anisocytic. Irregular shape, that's the reason it is anamocytic. Okay, and the cells are radial, that's the reason it is actinocytic. And the cells are in a cyclic or in like a circular way, that's the reason cyclocytic, and it's a graminous type of stomata. Okay, majorly we do observe up to the actinocytic stomata, we can observe in almost all species, but these two are very rare, very rare. Clear? Yes, so our right answer is option C, that is belladonna, datura as well as stramonium. Next one. Rauwolfia belongs to which plant family? So, what is the family of Rauwolfia? Simply, Liliaceae, Apocynaceae, Acanthaceae and Fabaceae. I said so many times. You can watch the previous videos of mine also. Okay. In that I used to say that for the pharmacognosy you need to read about the synonym, source, which means the plant species, family, chemical constants, chemical test and uses, sometimes adulterants also. Okay. But the 90%, 95% questions are coming from this areas only. Okay, especially for the pharmacognosy. Clear? So let us see. That is the right answer. Option A, that is option B, that is apocynaceae. Option B, apocynaceae. Yes, that is known as Sarpagandha. The synonym of this plant is known as Sarpagandha, serpentina root. Yes, the name as like the Gymnema Madhunashini, which means the synonym is based on the pharmacological action. As like the same thing here. Here also the Rauwolfia, the synonym of this plant is also SN due to one pharmacological action, that is Sarpa means snake. Okay, Gandha means a dot or a medicine, which means it is an antidote for the snake bite. That's the reason it's known as Rauwolfia is known as Sarpagandha. Okay, and also it is known as Sarpagandha because of its morphology also, because this morphology is also resembles like a snake. Okay, that's the reason. Yes, it is obtained from the Apocynaceae family. It is a root obtained from the Rauwolfia serpentine, and the chemical constant is reserpine. Is the active chemical constant reserpine. Rauwolfia serpentine or serpentine. Okay, R and serpentine, reserpine. That's it. Next question. The Vasaka belongs to which chemical class? Either the Vasaka is alkaloid or glycoside, or it belongs to which family? Sorry, it belongs to which chemical class? Either it's a tannin or alkaloid or glycoside or resin. Yes, let us see the right answer. I know very well the Vasaka is an alkaloid, Vasicin. Okay, Adathuda Vasika, very important. The what we can say, the synonym is also very important. Malabar nut, Adathuda, Adalsa, but it is obtained from the dried leaves and the fresh as well as dried leaves of Adathuda Vasica family, Acanthaceae, and it is belong to the quinazoline alkaloid. It is an alkaloid belong to the family quinazoline alkaloid, and the chief constants such as vasicin, vasicinone, and 6-hydroxy vasicin are the important chemical constants of the Vasaka, and it is an anti-asthmatic as well as respiratory stimulant drug. Okay, let us see the next question. The following constants show main activity as a bronchodilator. Yes, just now we have discussed. Okay, the questions are very relative. Try to observe the explanation of every question, so that maybe the upcoming questions are designed in such a way has a relativity to the explanation. So what is the right answer here? Which of the following is an bronchodilator or respiratory drug? Yes, undoubtedly, vasicinone. The option B is correct. Okay, the vasicine. You can see the Vasaka. The first option, that is obtained from the Vasaka. This Vasaka is having an expectorant as well as bronchodilator action. Gymnema, gymnemic acid is anti-diabetic as well as laxative. Reserpine or Rauwolfia is an hypnotic or antihypertensive. Gokru is a diuretic. Clear? So that's it. Very important. Try to take a screenshot, or maybe you can note it down. Okay, yes, next one. The Tolu balsam is obtained from the incision of stem of from which of the following species the Tolu balsam has obtained? Option A, Myroxylon periri, B, Astragalus gambifera, C, Myroxylon balsamum, and D, Boiravia diffusa. Boiravia diffusa. What is the right answer? Let us see the right answer. Yes, option C, Myroxylon balsamum. Balsam. Okay, balsamum, myroxylone, balsamum. Yes, so the balsam of Tolu is a solid or semi-solid balsam obtained from the trunk of tree of myroxylone balsamum, and yes, belong to family Leguminaceae, and this chief constants are toluresotanol. Okay, toluresotanol, and also contains cinnamic acid as well as free benzoic acid. Free benzoic acid. That's it about this question. And next question, which herb is used as expectorant by removing the phlegm from bronchial tract? Which of the following is also having a, we have discussed and we have seen that classification in that I used to include only two drugs are having the bronchodilator as well as respiratory stimulant activity as well as what we can say asthmatic drugs. Tell me the right answer, either option A or B or C or D. If you have watched properly, if you have watched carefully, you can easily write the right answer, because Tolu balsam as well as Vasaka are the only two drugs which are acting potently on the bronchodilator as well as what we can say respiratory system. You can see the Tolu balsam is having the expectorant by removing the phlegm from the bronchial tract, and it is used in the cough mixture. Okay, the gokra is a diuretic, Punarnav is also diuretic as well as a liver tonic, and as well as Pterocarpus is used as a astringent. Okay, the next question of this series, meadow saffron is a synonym of, I said several times, I said try to remember the special synonym names like Indian quinoa tree, devil's trumpet, sorry, angel's trumpet, okay, and also meadow saffron. Such type of synonyms to be remembered. Okay, let us see what the right answer. Yes, colchicum, atom nail. That is a meadow saffron seeds or atom crocus. The synonym of this plant is meadow saffron seeds or atom crocus, and it belongs to the family Calcicum luteum or Calcicum autumn nail, and this is belong to family Liliaceae. The chemical consists colchicine. The chemical consists is colchicine. Yes, mainly luteum. Okay, so it is an this colchicine is a natural polyploidy causing agent. Natural polyploidy agent. Next one. The vinca belongs to the family. What is the family of vinca? Liliaceae, Loganaceae, Rubiaceae, and Apocynaceae. Let me know the right answer in the comment box. Okay. Yes. So option D is right. Yes, we know very well. The synonym of this plant is also very important. Periwinkle, Catharanthus, Madagascar periwinkle also very important. It belongs to the family Apocynaceae. It is obtained from the whole plant. So in complete, you can take any part of this plant, you will get a vincristin or vinblastin. Okay, but the ratio or the yield may be differ, but you can get the chemical constants. Catharanthus belongs to the family Apocynaceae. Last question of this series, the following statement is true regarding the use of phodophyllum resin. Use of the phodophyllum resin. Option A, it's rhizomes. Rhizomes and roots used for the medicinal purpose. And option B, it is used in the treatment of cancer, and used in the, and option C, used in the semi-synthetic production of etoposide, and all of the above. So what is the right answer for this last question? Comment down your answers, dear aspirants. Okay. So what is the use of the phodophyllum? Phodophyllum is used, Phodophyllum exandrum, phodophyllotoxin. It is an oleoresin. It is a rhizomes and roots used for medical purpose, used in the treatment of cancer treatment, semi-synthetic production of etoposide. Yes, all of them was the right answer, because it is obtained from the Phodophyllum root, and it is having the roots as well as rhizomes from the Phodophyllum exandrum used for the medicinal purpose. Yes, it is having one of the important anti-cancer property containing the anti-cancer property containing chemical constants, and yes, it is used for the semi-synthetic production of etoposide. Yes, Phodophyllum exandrum, Phodophyllum peltatum, yes, obtained from the right rhizomes as well as roots belong to family Beriberidaceae, and in this the active content is photophytotoxin. It is used in the cancer as well as semi-synthetic production of etoposide. Clear, dear aspirants? Yes, this is for today's model paper 7 of Telangana Pharmacist examination. But Don't forget to comment down how many right answer you have got from the 20 MCQs. Okay. Yes, for more such content, for more such videos, do subscribe and share this channel to your friends. And let us see in the next video, that is model paper 8. So keep on